Hey guys, today I thought that I would show you my new morning routine since my back has been worse. This is what I have come up with to try to help me out. After I get dressed, I throw a load of clothes into the washer, and of course I wash my hands. That happens a lot. And then I start emptying the dishwasher and the dish drainer and getting everything put where it needs to go so that all throughout the day we can just put our dirty dishes into the dishwasher. And I will make little stacks on my counter for things that go somewhere else, like my air fryer things and my Instant Pot lid, which you will see. I'll put them together because they go in the same area of the kitchen. Normally I would just go take it over there, come back, take it over there, come back. Well, I have tried to decrease the steps, so this is the way I do it now. If it's not too heavy, of course. If it's too heavy, I won't do that. But I also put the lard into my cast iron skillet because I forgot to do that last night. So I went ahead and got that done. And I'm just going to continue doing all these dishes, or getting these dishes done, and then I will clean out the sink, put it in the dishwasher, and then all of the dirty dishes that are hand wash only, I will get those cleaned up. And I'll kind of come back in a moment and tell you other things. But if you see those two cups, the camouflage one and the orange looking one, the orange one is my water cup, the camouflage one is my coffee cup. One of them. One of each. You saw the big blue one over there too, of the water cups. But anyway, while I am doing some of these things, I will be getting my coffee going, and I will be filling up my water as well.
I would give anything to get some truth. Yes, I could do it all different, but I still Is it just me, or is it hard to agree with what you're trying to explain? I don't mind feather wings, no doubt.
So on this day, I needed to make some more coffee creamer, and the way I do that is 1 can of condensed milk with half and half in a quart jar. I was almost out of the big half and half, so I had to get the little one out too. But anyway, I just put the condensed milk into the jar, and for some reason I thought this one had something in it, but I never could really see what it was. I think it was something on the outside, on the bottom. I don't even know. It could have been my eyes, morning eyes, you know how those are. but it was clean. Anyway, I get all of the condensed milk out of that, but the second time that I run my coffee machine, because I do like, I don't remember how many ounces each one is, but it's the middle button and then the last button. Or the last button, I put the condensed milk can under there and I catch the coffee into it, so I waste none of the goodness. But I just put those two things together and I mix it up. Now with this, it's just like a base. It's sweet cream. That's all it is. So you could add vanilla to it, you could add cinnamon or pumpkin pie spice or whatever. Each day, whatever kind of coffee you want or whatever kind of creamer you want, you could add. You could add chocolate, caramel, whatever. So this base creamer is just a start. See, there's the coffee. So I get it all in there, and then I'm going to pour that coffee into my cup, and then I'm going to pour my creamer in, and then I'm going to mix it up. It'll be ready to go.
Expectations and false behavior. Don't put on a show. Let's just sit in the shade and talk till late. We can go for walks, stroll on the city park, and maybe, just maybe, we could sit in the shade. And maybe, just maybe, we could go for walks. Just maybe. And maybe, just maybe. Hey, he's got me looking quite beige, got me deep in the haze. There's no more compassion, no. Raise me, I need something fast, I need something to last and give satisfaction, no. Help me, grab his right arm. Help me, I'll take the left. Oh, help me, interrogate him. How big is your love? Tell me, how high is your...
Okay, so after I get all that done, I sit down and do my scripture writing and I read a devotion. Like I said, lots of different times. The Bible study you see each week is not the only one I do. This is not the only one I do. It's just throughout the day I do little bits of Bible study at different times. Sometimes I'm just reading. Sometimes I'm watching a YouTube video of a pastor or a Bible teacher. Sometimes I'm listening to a podcast. I never have a certain plan. I just do different things, but I do every morning sit down and write 2 different scriptures, and I do 1 devotion that is there. And yes, I do put one of the things on Instagram, and that's what I'm doing right now, is I am putting it onto Instagram and sharing with you guys, because it's my scripture writing plan that I create every month. That way, if you guys are interested, you can go to my link tree and just get it. It does not cost anything. I do not charge for them. I make them to share. So I got that one done, and now I'm going to start on my other one, but of course I have to have a sip of coffee first.
ever felt as good or as easy as when we were young. Oh, though I felt misunderstood, it was a pleasure running away with you. We were just children acting like adults, crazy, naive, bold and carefree. We were kids having kids, crazy, naive. It amazes me that we didn't fall apart harder than we did. Now they keep us on speaking terms. We grow and we learn. I have no regrets, only forgets. Oh, a big thank you to life for giving us end. Oh, when the timing's right, there's no wasteland. Oh, we were just children acting like adults, crazy, naive, bold and carefree. We were kids having kids, crazy, naive. It amazes me that we didn't fall apart harder than we did. Life keeps on moving. It's cold. Yes, life goes on changing. Says me that we didn't fall apart harder than we did.
Okay, so at this point it's time for me to edit the video for the next day, so that's what I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna get to actually talking to you guys face to face, I guess you could say, for most of the rest of this video. So I hope you enjoyed this part with a little voiceover and a little music.
I knew when you came through the door that you are the love of my life. Nothing's hard, everything is easy with you around. No bombards, everything is easy when you come around. Hold on now. I remember meeting you in a dream, thinking that's the love of my life. Most handsome man I'd ever seen. I said, you must be the love of my life. Hold on now. Nothing's hard, everything is easy with you around. No bombards, everything is easy when you come around. Hold on now. Hold on now.
Okay guys, Noah is about to come through with the dogs, but I want to go ahead and do this real quick. We went to Aldi and to Ollies today because we didn't really need a lot for groceries, so we just went and grabbed a few things. I needed to get, well, I didn't need to, I decided to get some pizza dough for our supper tonight, and I've been wanting to try the kind from Aldi a lot for a while, so I went ahead and grabbed that. Got some more mustard because we needed it, and eggs, and we got some brioche buns because we're going to need those for a meal in a couple days, and a gallon of milk. And then from Ollie's, I got this extra virgin olive oil. It does not have any of the propellants or anything in it. It's just olive oil. And then they had, well, I had a 15% off coupon, so I went ahead and grabbed some different things that they had on sale, or that they had there. Ollie's is a place where if you don't get it, you don't get it. So I needed some more bedroom shoes, so I got these. They were $8.99, and then like I said, I had 15% off, so I grabbed those. Feels weird because there's paper inside. I grabbed, why are you scaring yourself? She's messing with, they have stainless steel bowls, and she's messing with it. Anyways, I got this Maui Moisture Curl Oil Gel. I like this brand, so I thought I would try it. I don't know how it's gonna do. And then this brand I like too. It's the, what is it called? It's a hair mask. It's the Coconut Miracle Oil, Damage Remedy Plus Coconut Miracle Oil. What brand is it? OGX, that's what it is. Anyway, I grabbed that. Usually these things are much more expensive, like $7 and $8 for these, so I went ahead and just grabbed those. These I just got because I like wearing soft socks in the cold times, and I like the long ones, and I have one pair that the back of it is all messed up because they're double layers. I still wear those, but now I can get rid of them because they're really falling apart. But I have these now. I have like 3 pair, but now I've got one pair that's really bad. Alright, and these we usually buy these Dr. Scholl's for me and Jeff, which I just started doing it. He's been wearing them for a couple years. Usually a 3-pack is $16 to $18 at Walmart. They had them for $2.99 a pair there, so we went ahead and got those. And I know that's kind of expensive for socks, but these stay on your feet, like they stay up on your legs. They're over the calf. He wears gray, and I wear black, so we got both of us some. These are the work compression, and these are the graduated compression, but these are a little bit bigger than what I normally get, but I don't care. They will work. So that's what we got, and I will be back whenever I start supper. Hey guys, I am getting supper started. I've already actually gotten it started. I cooked some ground beef that I had in the refrigerator. I put Italian seasoning, onion powder, and garlic powder in it, and I've got that scrambled up here and browned, and it's actually finishing up now. And I have an onion that I'm going to cut up. I have some olives that I have sliced in half and frozen. Thought I had some mushrooms in there, but I don't. So I'm probably going to open a can of mushrooms if Noah wants them. I can't ask Jeff. But if Noah wants them, I'm going to open a can of mushrooms and drain those. But my sister's been calling me every day on her way home from work to check on me, so I'm probably just gonna let you guys listen to music while I cook this. It's just pizza, and I bought the crust, so it's not like I'm making special crust or anything, but I thought I'd do a little cook with me montage situation and fold the clothes because I do have them washed and dried. I just need to fold them up. That one load I did today. And that way you guys can see what I'm doing, but unless she does not call. If she calls, I'll just talk to her and record and then put music. If she does not call, I'll talk to y'all. So I don't know how else to do it. But she does this most of the time. It's whenever that her husband and mine are both, they actually grew up together. They were best friends, and they got together, and they're the reason why we met. So anyway, they work at the same place. Our husbands do, and they work the same shift. So whenever our husbands are on the same shift, she calls me, or whenever they're on the shift they're on right now, she calls me because she can't call him, and also, like, just so she's not by herself, kind of driving home from work in case something happens, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, she doesn't do it every day, but a lot of days she does. So she's also checking on me because of my back right now. So I'm gonna see what happens, and you will see what I'm cooking either way, even though it's just a simple homemade pizza that really you've seen before, except before I made the crust too, which was more to it. So let's get to more cooking. I've already done part of it.
Gravel road, I've been asked to slow down. Fireplace, do you know how? Piles of paper, my desk is on. Who will care for the world now? Rest with me, close to curtains, brew some herbal tea. Reach out for me, take my hand and lead even when I disagree. Oh, how I love when it rains outside, and it's okay to slow the ride. Discover books I forget about. Who care for the world now? Rest with me, close the curtains, brew some herbal tea. Reach out for me, take my hand and lead even when I disagree. Maybe then I can relax. Maybe then I can break my feet loose in my bed. Oh, just rest with me, close the curtain, brew some herbal tea. Reach out for me, oh, and take my hand and lead even when I disagree. Rest with me, close the curtain, brew some herbal tea. Reach out for me, and take my hand and lead even when I disagree.
Okay, so here's the boys' pizza. Has onions, olives, mushrooms, pepperoni on one side, and ground beef on all of it. And Gruyere cheese, Parmesan cheese, 2 different types, and mozzarella. And then mine is still in here. because you can only do one at a time. It's pepperoni and cheese, and that's all I'm going to show you of that, because that's the way it's going to look pretty much. Mine's going to get done a little bit more. But now it's time for the Bible study, and I hope you guys that want to stay for that enjoy it. If you don't want to stay, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Okay guys, it is Thursday, so that means it's time for Bible study, and if you do not want to stay for this part of the video, I would like to say thank you for hanging out with me as long as you have, and I'll see you later, I hope anyways. But I do the Bible studies on Thursdays, so I'm going to do that now. This week is week 28 of this book, the Bible in 52 weeks. Yes, we are way past week 28 in this year. Yes, we did start this book at the first of this year, but things happened, and that's okay. We don't have to do everything exactly the way that things say you do when it comes to something like this. So I'm going to go ahead with Miss Maggie at my feet. The pups are in here with me. I'm going to go ahead and get started. And this week is called Maintain. So it says we were reading the book of Job 1 through 21. That's the chapters. The book of Job is about a man who loved God and hated evil. He lived a successful life. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters. He and his sons were homeowners, owned an abundance of livestock, and were well respected throughout the community. However, there was a conversation taking place in the heavens between God and Satan. Satan thought he could get people to turn their backs on God, even if they were righteous. God asked, "Have you considered my servant Job?" in Job 1:8. And Satan did just that. He attacked everything that belonged to Job. Job, well, I always say Job because, you know, Job lost his home, possessions, children, and health. But he didn't lose his faith in God. Job was faced with the ultimate challenge to hold on to his integrity as an upright man, even though he was at the lowest point of his life. When Job went and sat among the ashes to scrape the boils all over his body with a broken piece of pottery, his wife finally spoke up. "Are you still trying to maintain your integrity? Curse God and die." Job 2:9. Now, before we look down on her for making this statement, we have to remember that Job wasn't the only one suffering. His wife was suffering in her own way. She was married to him. Everything he lost, she lost. Those were her 10 children who died. That was her house that was destroyed. Now she is watching her husband in pain as his body deteriorates before her eyes. You also have to remember that women had no wealth of their own. Everything this woman had was tied up with this man. She just wanted it all to end, so she told her husband to curse God and get out of this misery. As a woman, I can empathize with Job's wife. I can't say that I wouldn't have felt the same in her position. When there's a personal loss, anyone's emotions can get the best of them, regardless of gender. However, let me encourage you to do your level best to maintain your focus in the midst of difficult times. Let us take a lesson from Job. No matter what his wife said, no matter what his friends said, no matter what he lost or how he felt, he was determined to maintain his integrity and commitment to God. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you're here. We must remain determined that no matter what goes on at home and what happens on the job, we've got to hold our positions. Our families, children, and spouses are counting on us to maintain our focus. The devil is cunning. He'll attack your marriage, your children, your wealth, and your body in an effort to make you either give up on life or give up on God. But you must be persuaded to persist in your commitment to God, trusting that He still has a plan for your life. No matter the test, maintain your integrity. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is I had never looked at the position of his wife the way I did when I read this. It was her children. It was her home. It was her husband that she saw suffering daily. It was his friends that were sitting around talking about him and saying, well, what, you know, this thing and this, that, and the other about he should do this, he should do that, and they're wonderful advice, you know. And there was only one that seemed to have decent advice. She had to see all of that in a different way than he saw it. I never thought about that. I never thought about the fact of it being her spouse that she watched suffer after she lost her children and her home and everything, livestock, all the things. I never did think about that. And I know that Satan does attack our children. I know for a fact that he does because I've seen it. He attacks our bodies. I know that's true. Sickness does not come from God at all. Ill health does not come from him at all. So it has to be Satan that does it. And yes, we can do things in our own flesh that makes us sick. But there are some things that we are not doing that we get sick. You know, we'll be doing our level best to maintain ourselves and do everything we're supposed to do and doing everything the doctors say and everything that the books say and everything that everyone says that's supposed to keep us healthy, and still have issues. Like, I was pretty healthy with the things I did when I started having thyroid issues. I was pretty healthy with the things I did when I found out I had insulin resistance. I was pretty healthy whenever I found out I had spine issues, both times. You know, trying to do what I was supposed to do, doing all the things, exercising, eating right, all the stuff. And yes, I do eat some junk. Everybody does. I mean, there's probably a few people who don't. But even those who do, like, perfectly in some ways, they have some kind of something, I'm sure. Some kind of vice. Whether it's a food or something else. I'm not saying everybody does, but nobody's perfect either. And we can all do our best, but still be attacked. And we have to look at it and decide, I'm not going to turn my back on God. I'm not going to walk away from him, because he's the one that's still there comforting me. He's the one who's still there maintaining what I do have. He's the one that I can turn to in the struggles. You can't turn to anybody else. Yes, you can turn to your family and friends and all these things, but God is the ultimate one that is going to be who you need to turn to and maintain that relationship. And this morning, whenever you saw I was doing my scripture writing and things like that, I wrote down 2 of the passages that, and I didn't even think about it until I was reading it, that this kind of ties into the Job situation. The first one that I'm going to read, it's not actually the first one, is James 1:5. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not, it shall be given him. The one of the lessons I read today was about wisdom. And Job had a lot of wisdom. The second was James 3:17, and it lists things about wisdom. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. That tells me that wisdom was not what he was getting from his friends or his wife. His wife was not being wise when she told him to curse God and die. She was not looking at the one that she needed to look towards. But I can still understand her viewpoint, if that makes sense. But I liked this because wisdom is first pure. God's wisdom is pure and peaceable. If it's not peaceable, if it does not have peace tied with it, it's not from God, I don't believe. It's gentle. God is gentle with us and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. So whenever we look at things and we have people telling us things, we need to kind of weigh that with that verse. James 3:17, was that it? Allie, stop. Allie. Allie. She's nibbling on herself. I don't know why she does that. I think she's bored. But anyway, James 3:17, we need to weigh it with that. Is what the people are saying, if what our friends, family, whoever is saying, is it peaceable? Is it without hypocrisy? Is it without partiality? Does it have mercy? We need to think about that. All this advice we get all the time, all the advice I give you, you need to weigh it against God's word. You need to look at it through biblical eyes. And Job was looking through biblical eyes. His wife was not. But I never did look at it from the viewpoint of she had just lost all of this stuff, all of her people, her children. Her mother's heart was broken. She was broken for her husband who was ill. He had boils all over his body. I get it. I get why that she felt the way she did. But Job did what was right. He followed God. He did not veer off the path. He stayed one way, and that was with God, and he maintained. And that's what we have to do. We have to maintain. That's really all I had to say about this today. I didn't really have much to say, but sometimes that's why I'm glad we put it on. I put it on the end of the video, and I'm glad some of you did let me know that you like this, so that I don't feel like I have to fill up a big time slot, if that makes sense. Even though I don't really time myself ever. Can you tell? And the next week is You Have to Know, and it's Job 22 through 42. We're going to get further into Job's story, learn more about things that are going on, and learn that sometimes even whenever you don't hear anything from God, God's still there. You may not hear anything, but he's still there, but we're not going to get ahead of ourselves. I will leave the scriptures that I told you them. I'm going to say it again. Job 22 through 42. 22 through 42. I will put them on the screen if I remember, and I will put them down in the description box. And if I ever don't remember, I cannot go back and put it on the screen, but I can put it in the description box. So please let me know if I say of anything, whether it's the scripture, whether it's a website, or another YouTuber that I recommend, or anything. If I say I'm going to link it or I'm going to put it there and I forget, please let me know. I'm throwing strings because it helps if you guys let me know. So that is all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. I hope that you enjoyed this video, this little bit of how that I have been doing things to maintain my home. At least the kitchen part is what I showed you today, and a little bit of what I do in the mornings. It's kind of like my morning routine. And it is my morning routine. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. I have changed things since my back has been hurting so bad. I can't say since my back started hurting, because it's been hurting for years. It just got worse. And I don't know what's going to be happening tomorrow, but we will find out together. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. I think I already said that, but I'm not sure, but who knows. I just repeat myself all the time. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you like my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you're doing. I really do want to know that. I don't just say that. Share this with a friend if you'd like to. And remember, don't take any wooden nickels, and be sweet.